Hi there and welcome to Real Talk Fitness with ANPT. Have you ever wondered why the program that gave you incredible results 6 months ago suddenly feels like it stopped working? Or why you keep starting over every Monday, chasing that next challenge or thinking you've lost motivation? In today's episode, we're diving into one of the biggest reasons people stop progressing. Not because they're lazy or not hardworking, but because they haven't evolved their mindset or their approach. In today's episode, we're going to cover why our brain loves comfort, why our body is smarter than you think, progressive overload and how it isn't just the weights that we lift, updating your identity, why we need different seasons. So, for those of you that don't know, I'm running a mindset workshop on Friday the 4th of September, and we're going to discuss the 7 pillars of change, why it is important to upgrade our brain's software. So we constantly upgrade our technology, but sometimes it's our mindset that is keeping us stuck from past beliefs and things that have kept us safe but no longer serve us. So whether your goal is weight loss, building muscle, running your first 5 kilometers, high rocks, or simply feeling healthier, this episode will help you understand why mindset growth requires change. So let's dive in. Something I've noticed coaching hundreds of people over the years is people don't usually stop getting results because their program's terrible. They stop getting results because they keep trying to solve a new problem with old versions of themselves. So with old mindset patterns. So life changes, stress changes, and your goals change. But most people try to run the same software. Now, that's what we're going to dive into on our hands-on mindset workshop on Friday the 4th of September. Is I'm going to explain the 7 pillars of change. So our brains are designed to keep us safe, not successful, not fit, not confident, safe. So think about it. Every time you decide you're going to wake up earlier, eat differently, start running, or, change the way you think and feel about yourself, your brain immediately says, but what if we don't? Because staying the same requires less energy. And it's more comfortable, and comfort feels safe. Growth can feel uncertain, and it can create fear. But on the other side of fear, so you can't feel have faith, and have fear in the same time. So what we work on in this mindset seminar is understanding the thought patterns and the software that we have ran that has kept us to where we're at. But it might be holding you back from going to that next level. And our body adapts so quickly. So these programs that we've created are programs from childhood, learnt behaviors. And not saying that, what our parents did was right or wrong. They're running off the software that they're taught, and they're trying to do the best they can with what they've got. And most of our patterns are learnt by the age of 8, which is crazy. So if you've been doing, let's relate this to exercise. If you've been doing the same workouts, same weights, and not getting any more further results, because we're not progressive overloading, right? It's the same with our mind. If we're running the same thoughts, the same mindset, and not growing as a person, we need to look at what programs are running and how we can create new beliefs and restructure, our mindset. So, updating your identity. Here's something I've learned is people don't rise to the level of their goals. They rise to the level of their identity. So what they think they're capable of. So if you still tell yourself, I'm lazy, I always quit, I'm just that fat person, your behavior will always try to prove those stories right. So that's where our programming, that inner voice is always going to try and prove itself right, until we update that identity and those beliefs around what you think you're worth. So if we need to change our behavior, questions that I would start asking yourself is, what would a healthy person do? What would the person that I want to become do? What are some traits that they have that I would like to implement? And the other thing is, what is my thoughts? What do I think about myself? And ask yourself why. When you answer that once, ask it again. Often this thing is 5 whys to your real deep reason. So we all need different seasons, right? We cannot train at 100% all year. We cannot diet forever. We cannot bulk forever. So life has seasons. Strength has seasons, fat loss has seasons, maintenance, recovery, etc. So in our mindset workshop, we're going to talk about giving yourself permission to evolve. So our mind is such a powerful thing. And we have beliefs that might be limiting us, self-sabotage, the comfort zone, what's kept us safe and kept us alive, but it may no longer be needed. How do we remove that? I want to talk about creating an identity that supports your goals, how to set goals to actually stick, and how to stop starting over every Monday, because that is your mindset. And whether you think you can or whether you think you can't, either way you are right. And that's what the beauty of the mind is. And that's why I wanted to jump on and do this quick little episode about our mindset. So then if you are interested in that mindset workshop, go on and book. We have a limited space and I'll post the link in the show notes, and $19.95 per person at ANPT in Western. Now, there's a few things. Is our body is designed to adapt. Our mindset needs to adapt too. The routines that got you here won't always be the routines that take you to where you want to go next. It's the same with our mind. Our software that we've ran to get us to this point won't always be the same mindset that we need to go to the next. And growth isn't about constantly doing more. It's sometimes about stopping, reflecting, understanding, and then evolving. Because the strongest version of you isn't the one who never changes. It's the one who's willing to. So in our mindset workshop, we're going to talk about the 7 pillars of change. So it starts with awareness. Nothing changes until you become aware of what needs to change. Ask yourself, what am I avoiding? What habits are holding me back? What story am I telling myself? You can't change what you're unwilling to acknowledge. Second is acceptance. Accept where you are without judging yourself. Acceptance isn't giving up, it's being honest. When you stop fighting reality, you can start changing it. This is where I am today, but it isn't where I'll stay. Number 3 is responsibility. So take ownership of your actions, choices, and future. I often talk about in my self-development sessions is there's 2 people in the world. People that play victim and people that take ownership. Victims are always complaining about how life is happening to them, whereas people that take ownership say life is happening for them. So not everything that happens is your fault, but your response is always your responsibility. Number 4 is your vision. Know where you're going. Without a clear vision, it's easy to get distracted or compare yourself to others. So instead of focusing on what other people are doing or what you think is going to help you belong, ask yourself, who do I want to become? Who do I want to feel? Or how do I want to feel? What kind of life am I building? Number 5 is action. Knowledge doesn't create change, action does. Small, consistent actions beat big bursts of motivation. Focus on one good decision, one workout, then repeat. Number 6 to the pillars of change is consistency. Success isn't built in one perfect week. It's built through hundreds of ordinary days where you keep showing up, even when you don't feel like it. Consistency creates confidence. Confidence creates momentum. Momentum creates results. Number 7, reflect and grow. Take time to reflect before chasing the next goal. What's working? what isn't? What have I learned and what do I need to change? Growth requires regular adjustments. The best athletes, the best coaches, the most successful people are always reviewing, learning, and improvement. Awareness gives you clarity. Acceptance gives you peace. Responsibility gives you power. Vision gives you direction. Action creates momentum. Consistency builds trust in yourself. Reflection ensures you keep growing. And just remember, real change doesn't happen because you find the perfect thing. It happens because you become the person who keeps showing up, adapting, growing through every season of your life. So you're probably thinking, why do we need to do what I call a software update? So think about your phone for a minute. When a software update pops up, most of us eventually install it. But why? It's not because the phone is broken. It's because it needs to perform better. The update fixes bugs, improves performance, increases security, removes glitches, adds new features, helps it work with newer technology, and keeps it running efficiently. If you ignored every update for 5 years, eventually your phone would become slow, freeze, apps would stop working, and it wouldn't be compatible to the latest technology. Now ask yourself this. Why do we expect our minds to perform at their best if we never update them? Your mind is your software. Your brain runs on beliefs, habits, experiences, and thought patterns. Some of those programs were installed years ago. Maybe you learn I'm not good enough. I always fail. I have no willpower. Exercise is punishment. Those beliefs might have helped you make sense of things at one point, but they may no longer serve the person you're trying to become. Just like outdated software, outdated beliefs can slow your progress. A mindset update looks like learning new skills, reflecting on your habits, letting go of limiting beliefs, and trying a different approach when something isn't working, and being open to feedback. You're not changing because you're broken, you're changing because you're growing. The biggest difference here is our phone asks you to install the update. Life doesn't. You have to create awareness and you have to choose it. You have to decide that you're no longer going to operate with these old habits, old stories that no longer fit the person that you're becoming or want to become. And that's a wrap of today's episode. So your body isn't the only thing that needs a workout or needs updating. Your mindset, routines, beliefs, and habits all need regular updates too. So the people who continue to grow aren't necessarily the smartest or the most talented. They're the ones willing to keep learning, adapting, and evolving. Growth is your personal software update. And the question is, are you installing it, or are you still trying to run today's life on yesterday's operating system? So this podcast is resonated with you, or if you would like to share the mindset workshop that I'm running on the 4th of September with somebody, please share this podcast, because if we can help one person, we can help many. And until next time, keep it real.